Why doesn't your life feel enjoyable? Life should be fun. We shouldn't need constant distractions like scrolling on social media, watching TV shows, eating junk food just to make life feel fun. Life can be fun without all these things. Think back to your childhood days. You used to have so much fun without any of these things. You used to go out, play, jump over puddles, climb trees. But these days, it seems like your life has no enjoyment, even though you seem to be doing enjoyable things like playing video games, scrolling on Instagram, watching YouTube videos, but it still doesn't feel the same. You don't feel the same enjoyment that you used to. Ever since our childhood, as we've grown up older and older, our mental health has been declining. Right now, we live in a mental health crisis. Most people's mental health is really, really bad. That leads to depression, anxiety, not wanting to do anything with their lives. But this is not how humans are supposed to live. They're supposed to go out in nature, still play, even when we are adults. How did our mental health get so bad? A lot of people think this is just normal, this is what's supposed to happen, but it's not. These things happen because we play video games, eat junk food, all these bad habits. Now, you may not think they're bad, but they are. The most important part of your mood and mental state is a molecule called dopamine that resides in our brain. This molecule, dopamine, that's what gives us pleasure. That's what we crave. That's why we do all these bad habits because it gives us a lot of dopamine. And when we get dopamine, we feel a pleasureful sensation. But modern habits release a lot more dopamine than we were meant to handle. When dopamine is released, they attach to the dopamine receptors, which give us that effect of pleasure. And when there's too much dopamine, the receptors can't handle all of that and they start getting damaged. And if they keep getting damaged like that, they could die. So, what your brain does is they down regulate the receptor, and less dopamine is able to attach to the receptors. So even though an activity will release the same amount of dopamine, less of it can bind to the receptors because of the downregulation. And slowly, we start doing more pleasurable things to feel the same pleasure that we used to. And we do it more and more dopamine gets flooded into our brain, and receptors slowly start dying. That's when addiction starts. With pleasure also comes pain. And these two things you can imagine to be balanced on a seesaw. One side is pleasure, one side is pain. Your brain always wants this seesaw to remain balanced. Pain equals to pleasure. That's what we call our baseline dopamine, our baseline amount of dopamine that's circulating through our body. And when we indulge in pleasurable activities, the side of pleasure on the seesaw gets heavier and the pain is lighter. After we're done doing that pleasurable activity, our brain compensates for that by creating pain. Pain is a lack of dopamine. When you feel bored, you're so bored, that's pain. That's the pain created by your body to balance out the scale, balance out the seesaw. And when it does create more pain, that pain exceeds the pleasure for a little bit until it comes back to balance. Now, when we continue to do that pleasureful activity, there's more and more pain that's going to be added on to achieve that balance. That's why we can't stop doing the pleasurable activity because in the back of our mind we know that there's pain coming. When we keep stacking on that pleasurable activity more and more and more, we end up just getting a lot of pain at the same time. And that's why we keep doing these pleasurable activities. And the more pleasurable activities you do, the longer the pain will last and the longer it'll take for the seesaw to become balanced again. And the way to fix this is by cutting out all these bad habits. Obviously, that's not going to be easy, but your life will improve so much after that. I'm sure you've seen all these dopamine detox videos popping up on YouTube, so I don't need to tell you how to do that. But 30 days is how long it takes after sustained abstinence, after not using it at all. 30 days. After the 30 days are up, your dopamine circuits will reset and you won't be addicted to that substance anymore. I really urge you to do it because it will change your life. Lack of dopamine makes you lethargic. You don't want to do anything, you're demotivated. But after you do this, you'll have so much dopamine that you're more motivated to do things like going to the gym, eating clean. You won't feel like eating dirty food anymore, like all the processed food and all the junk that you get from the supermarket. And try to reduce it. little by little. Start small. If you have 8 hours of screen time a day, try to make that 7. If you use it for 30 minutes, and after a while try to make it 6.5, try to make it 6. Have this thought in your mind always to try and reduce it. And also reduce sugar. Sugar is the worst thing you can consume. It's literally consumable poison. It's the type of poison that you keep ingesting, and eventually it will kill you. That's sugar. We think it's fine if we eat a little bit of sugar. Sure, once in a while. But if you keep eating sugar, breakfast, lunch, and dinner, cereals, processed food, which all have sugar in them, even McDonald's, KFC, all these places, they all have sugar in them. We can't taste the sweetness, but it's there. That's why we get addicted. Sugar is a very addictive substance. And your life will improve so much just by cutting out sugar. You'll feel less lethargic. You'll lose weight because sugar keeps you from losing weight. It tricks our brain into thinking that you're starved of energy and that it needs to store fat for energy. So it doesn't let you burn that fat. And you should ask yourself, is it worth spending time doing these bad habits? You could be doing so many better things. I'm sure you all have work to do, whether it be in school or your jobs. Is it really worth spending that 2 hours on TV? The next point is go out into nature. Going out into nature is such a beautiful practice. Go for a walk every day. Getting that sunlight in will help you feel better throughout the day, and it's very, very healthy for you. Lastly, start going to the gym. That's the most important thing. When you start going to the gym, you start building a better body. You feel better about yourself. You're able to do hard things. Every core system of self improvement. It's there in the gym. That's where you should learn it from. That's the starting point. Just start with the gym. Start going 15 minutes a day. Go walk on the treadmill. Slowly increase it. Just like we decrease the bad habits, increase the good habits. Start reading every single day. Start reading self-improvement books. Start exercising more. Instead of using social media or scrolling on your phone, use that time to go out and exercise. And you'll find your focus gets so much better. Your life could be so much better. You just don't know it. If you just keep improving yourself, you'll never look back. You'll never regret having improved yourself. But you will always regret having doom scrolled for 2-3 hours a day. Have that discipline. Get up early in the morning, do your work, and take care of yourself.